So now for our very last segment, we're going to do something a little different. We have a pair of Amazons named Chico and Zoey, who have been in their foster home for just about 6 weeks now, I think. And we have our Amazon coordinator, Sophia, here to talk with me about Chico and Zoey and about our Amazons in general while we watch this video of them. These two birds are really cute. They've got a lot to say, it seems.
Yes, this is Chico and Zoey. Zoey is the bird in front. She's a lilac crown Amazon. And the bird with the white above his beak there in the back is Chico. And Chico and Zoey share a cage. They're very dedicated to each other. They came to Mickaboo from an older woman who was a home health care worker. She had to go to a client's house where she had to move in and she could not take her birds with her. Of course, she was very, very heartbroken. So these birds don't have medical problems and have had good care for their life. Which is different than a lot of birds we get in Mickaboo.
Can you tell me how old they are approximately? Do we know?
Yes. Chico, which is the white front, he is about 31 years old. And Chico's mom bought Zoey as a companion for Chico. Zoey is about 19 years old, the lilac crown. And both of these Amazons are smaller Amazons. So Amazons come in different sizes. Our white front here, Chico, is the smallest kind of Amazon that you can get. So he's really small. And we know that Chico is a male because most Amazons you can't tell by looking, but white fronts are one of the species where you can. So because he's got some beautiful red shoulders, we can tell that he is a male. Zoey, we don't know for sure if Zoey is male or female.
So yeah, okay. So by the shoulders, you mean right up at the top of their wings, right? Or maybe he'll show us. I don't know.
I don't know if he'll show us, but since their wings are like our human arms, the shoulder would be at the top of their wing.
Got it. So it seems like they're pretty relaxed, just hanging out in their cage. Is this sort of a normal way the pair of Amazons might spend their time in someone's home?
Yes, for these two it is. Zoey is very laid back, and actually, so he's Chico as well. These are really, Amazons are not beginner birds. But these two are really pretty easy for an Amazon. For Amazons, they're quite easy. So they're not overly aggressive. You can see by the video that they're interested in the video. They're interested in people. Chico used to fly to his mom's shoulder. He is very particular about who he likes, and he hasn't really gotten over losing his mom, the surrenderer. So he hasn't done that since. He will follow you around by walking on the floor. Zoey has been known to step up, and they both are very good flyers. They're excellent flyers, and Zoey can even make a turn in a hall to another room. So that's something to keep in mind. Safety. You can trim their wings, but if you're in a safe environment where you don't trim their wings, they're very good flyers.
And there are a lot of benefits for birds who can fly in terms of getting enough exercise and keeping their balance and things. So it seems like you would want to do that if it's feasible.
Right. Just like us with COVID, we've kind of become caged birds where we sit at home and eat. And most of us have gained weight. Well, Amazons are the same way. If they're a perch potato and they like to eat, so they get weight gain. So it's good if you can get that exercise in that they need.
I just saw that Chico was doing a little thing with his tail back there a minute ago where it was kind of spreading out. Is that keeping balance, or is that some kind of a body language thing?
So he's excited. He's excited if he flares his tail. So he's either interested in the video or what's happening behind the video. It could be a time also when he might bite, because when they're excited, they might bite. So that would be a time you'd want to be, if you see pinning eyes and a flared tail, you've got an excited Amazon. So you just need to be careful around them. Once you get to know the bird, I mean, I have a bird myself, an Amazon, who will do that, and I can still pick him up when he's like that. But other birds, I have another one which I would not touch when her tail is flared. She's just overexcited. And
so we have a couple of audience questions about, do they mimic words or sounds or talk?
So Chico and Zoey have squeaky little bird voices, so it doesn't sound as much like a human as some other types. However, they do talk. Chico says Zoey, and when you are making, they're very good healthy eaters. They eat pellets, Harrison's pellets, and they both like fruits and vegetables. And when you are making their food, they let you know that they're excited about that. They say andale, which in Spanish means, you know, like
faster, faster. Yeah.
And they say, and they say, come on, because they want you to, you know, they're ready for their fruits and veggies, and they want you to they want service, you know?
Yeah.
Like any good Amazon, they need service.
Would you say they are one-person birds? It sounds like they're still getting over losing their former home, so that may not be apparent yet.
Exactly. I would say almost all Amazons are on the spectrum towards one-person birds. But they can adapt to a few family members. I mean, I wouldn't expect them to like every person they see. That would never happen. But they need somebody who's willing to work with them, give them consistency. And I think that they could really thrive under those circumstances. They are not overly aggressive birds. They're not overly loud birds for Amazon. So they're really good birds that just need somebody to make the commitment to give them a lot of attention.
Another audience question. It sounds like they're a bonded pair. Should they be adopted together?
Yes, they have to stay together. They're very dedicated to each other. And it would be cruel to separate them.
Okay. And very timely to what we're seeing in the video here right now. Do they play with toys? And just see, I see them playing with the bell. So
Chico's ringing his bell for us, and they both a little bit in the video have chewed on that wood a little bit. Amazons generally like to make toothpicks into wood and wood toys, and that's what they should do. That keeps them busy and happy. I've had some people tell me, I don't buy my birds toys because they chew them up. Well, that's the point.
Yes.
The point is, you want to buy toys that they chew up. That's keeping them busy. There they go, a little bit on the toy.
Okay. Do they like to take baths?
I don't know that much about the bathing for Chico and Zoey. I do know that all Amazons, since they live in a humid environment, obviously in Central America or South America or Mexico, where they're from, or the Caribbean, I like to always use a spray bottle to humidify the area. So every day I kind of just spray the water up in the air so they can breathe in some of that humidity. And they let me know if they want more. They will put their wings out and really get into it if they're in the mood for a bath.
Can you remind us about their ages? Sounds like late teens and 20s.
Yeah, Chico, I believe, is about 31 years old, and Zoey is about 19.
Got it. Yeah. Another audience question. Since they say andale, did the previous owner speak Spanish to them?
I don't know if she did. I guess she must have somewhat. But I don't know that. I don't think it was her first language or anything like that, but she must have been bilingual.
Yeah. And a question that I always consider serious, but especially for Amazons, what kind of life expectancy can you expect with Amazon parrots?
I would say at least 50 years or more. There's a lot of variability, but they definitely, especially these two that have been given really good care their whole life, I would expect that they would live well beyond 50 years.
Yeah, well, that's a really, really serious commitment. That's like a marriage, really.
More.
Yeah.
If you're me. Just kidding.
Well, just for the context. Yeah. So let me just check. I think I caught most of the questions from our audience. We do have a lot of questions about appropriate toys, and I was hoping that all of our foster parents could maybe weigh in a little bit on that here at the end. But is there any last topics that you'd like to cover about Chico and Zoey before we go back to?
No, they're just looking for somebody who could, spend a lot of time with them, and I think they would come along and be very social if they had given a lot of time and patience. It would take a few months for them to adjust to any new home.
Yeah.
And one plus they do have is, since they're a pair, if you aren't able to spend that time with them, they don't suffer like a lone bird would do.
Yeah.
So they're a little easier in that respect. But if you did give them that attention, then they would be very friendly as well.
Okay. Another question for you. Someone who has had conures previously, would an Amazon be like a conure?
Oh, I prefer Amazons to conures myself. I've had lots of different birds. I'm the Amazon coordinator because I love Amazons. Conures are more constant. Amazons can be loud. Conures, in my experience, the ones that I've had, are more constant noise. And if you have something like a Nande, it depends on what kind of conure, but a Nande, oh my goodness, much louder than any Amazon that I've had as far as constant,
Okay.
But there's, of course, there's variability, just like people. There's variability. I'm a really loud person, so I'm not going to be.
I think sometimes we underestimate that about birds, about how much they have their own individual manners and preferences and ways of being. So yeah, it's a really important point.
And hard to believe as it is, we do have some Amazons that are quite quiet, which amazed me at the beginning because I never thought that would be a possibility. But now, knowing what I know about Amazons, we actually get some that are pretty quiet. So,
well,
but
and to that point,
yeah,
if people have more questions about Amazons, you can reach us with your Amazon specific questions at coordinator-amazon@mickaboo.org, and that will make its way to Sophia. And I believe we just put that email link up for our audience here in chat.
Wonderful. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from someone. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Sophia. And thank you to the foster parents for putting together that great video. That was really helpful. Just to see the birds in their home, in their cage.